So good to see you, brother and sister, this morning. I hope you can hear me, because many times people tell me that my voice is too low and too soft. So I'm trying to be more powerful today. Yeah. Well, I want to start by reading you from the Bible in John 21, 15, 17, when Jesus speaks to Peter. When they had finished breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" He said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Feed my lambs." The second time he said to him, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" He said to him, "Lord, yes, Lord, you know that I love you." He said to him, "Tend my sheep." He said to him the third time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter was grieved because he said to him the third time, "Do you love me?" And he said to him, "Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my sheep." So that's from the Bible. Then I want to read Father's word on the harvest season for God's providence in 1982. The purpose of the Unification Church is to train each of you and graduate you with a license of true love. Regardless of where your license is printed, the important thing is who signed it. The PhD candidate can never receive his degree until the professor in charge signed for him. You want to receive the signature of God and true pens on your true love license. Reverend Moon is like the professor in charge of the member of the Unification Church. The subject of learning is true love. I push you out into the situation in society that will train you and season you as a true love champion. You do not sit in classrooms, but you learn through activities. The purpose of all those activities is to enable me to sign you your true love certificate. So that's our Father's word. When I was, last week I was thinking about the sermon I have to give today. I'm not the best at public talking, but anyway, it's a good experience for me to do this. I was going shopping on Tuesday, and I was just walking, not thinking about anything else, thinking about, I have to buy this and that. No, my mind was completely empty. And I was just walking around the street. And suddenly, from nowhere, came a kind of inner voice who told me, "Feed my sheep." And I felt, wow, it's coming, where does it come? You know, it came from like nowhere. So I thought, oh, maybe that's a good title for my speech this morning. So I thought about it, and reflecting on that voice and what I heard, it reminded me of a dream I had in England when I came in 1978, and we started home church. At that time, I had home church first in London, and then later on, the Belgian brother and sister, we moved to Manchester, and we did home church there. And at that time I had a dream, and in my dream, I dreamt that I was a shepherd, and I was big and strong and tall, and I had a big stick in my hand. And I was walking in the countryside, and it was a lot of hill and very, very wide landscape. And there were sheep a bit everywhere, but they were all spread out, some going in that direction, some different direction. And I was there walking and there was something with me. I don't know if it was a dog or something. I don't know exactly what it was, but somebody was accompanying me. And then I heard the voice, "Feed my sheep." And I took my big stick and I banged the ground. And then all the sheep came from everywhere. They all came around, and they all came around me. It was quite amazing. And then I was giving them something. I don't know what it was, but I was giving something to all the sheep. I don't know if it was books or something I was giving them. So that was the dream that, was stuck with me. So I don't know. I felt that God was calling me and all of us to be shepherds and to bring together the sheep of the world, people who are lost in different places. So I felt that was the message that God was giving me, that I need to be the shepherd. I need to bring all these people who are spread out everywhere. Anyway, so I just wanted to tell you about this. It was quite an amazing experience for me, having that kind of voice telling me, "Feed my sheep," walking, shopping, and then that dream. Anyway, I would like this morning to tell you basically what I did in Watford. And first I want to explain to you more the external aspect, the result, but also I want to tell you about the internal aspect, what was going on inside me, how what I went through spiritually, and the struggle and everything. Because external result is always the result of internal result also. So, my family, my husband Patrick and my two sons, we were in America, and I don't want to tell you my whole life story, but anyway, I just want to tell you from the time I came to Watford. And we came we came back to the UK because Father was calling us for the hometown Providence. And Patrick was born in London. So the sister of Patrick lived in Watford, and she welcomed us to her house. So we stayed at her house. We came in 1997 back to the UK. And so we had to settle in Watford. It was not easy. We first found a school for the children, and then we tried to find a house close to the school. And every morning I was walking with the children to school, and on the way back I was always praying. And I was praying, I want this town, Watford, to become a John Guk town. And that was my prayer every day when I was coming back from bringing the children to school. So what happened is that later on, there was a Women Federation Bridge of Peace going on in London, and Krista called me and she asked me, "Françoise, could you find to invite some people to come to that event in London?" Then I decided to call all the councillors in Watford. And the only one who responded was Dorothy Thornhill. She was a councillor at that time. So Dorothy came to that sisterhood ceremony between reaching out to a Japanese sister, and she was matched with Mrs. Fuji. And when she came back, she was very enthusiastic about her experience and very moved. And she became very supportive of the Women Federation. She became a mayor, and then she became elected mayor, and now she's in the House of Lords. She's a baroness in the House of Lords. And she has been supporting me in Watford in all what I've been doing from the very beginning. So what happened is that when my husband was looking for a job at the beginning, and it was quite hard. And he went to the library, and at the library he found a poster, and it was from the chair of Watford Interface Association, Mr. Zarosh, Jehangir Zarosh. And he was looking for a volunteer to help him in his office because he had so many papers and he wanted to make order in his office. So Patrick gave me the paper and I said, maybe I'll go and check, maybe I can volunteer. So I volunteered in the office of Mr. Zarosh, who also was the president of Religion for Peace in the UK. And by me helping him to organize all this paper, he became the head of Religions for People in Europe. And then at that time also, I was thinking, so I was helping him in the office. Later on, few years later, not long time ago, when I met him again, he thanked me and he said, Françoise, because you helped me in my office, when I had to go to meeting, I could find my paper very quickly. And because of that, I could go high up. And because of that, also, our organization managed to get funding because I could easily find all the paper I needed. So he was very grateful for the experience. He went to some of our events, but people high up in the organization warned him about, the other money, be careful, they will really take advantage of you. So he became a bit distant. But, and then eventually in 2000, he was a president, the chair of Watford Interface Association. So I decided to become a member of Watford Interface Association. So, but he knew I was Unificationist, so, didn't trust so much, a bit of a problem with us. But I kept going to the meeting and serving tea and coffee. And then one AGM, I invited Jeff to come. And then one of the Muslim men asked Jeff to come on the committee. But I still was the one, I was not on the committee. But then what happened is that the treasurer resigned and they could not find anybody. So they asked me, Françoise, could you become the treasurer? And I say, I never study account, I don't know anything. But that Muslim man insisted, you can do it. And many times was coming back to me. Then in the end I say, okay, I'll do it. So then I became the treasurer. And I'm still the treasurer today. That was 14 years ago. So, and I managed to get a lot of funding for Interface, and so they are they want to keep me. No, they don't want me to go. So because of that, I was co-opted as a member of the committee because I got that new position. And because of that, I could also influence Watford Interface. And one of the things that I suggested to them is to do an interface pilgrimage around Watford. Because I saw our town, you can easily walk to everywhere. You can go to the mosque, the synagogue. In one afternoon, you can visit everybody. So I thought it was a good thing to do. And because not many people were coming to our interface event. But I say, if you go to them, then they have no choice, we'll be there. And this has a big impact on our town because they start to, the beginning they were fundamentalists, but with time they change. And so it had a good influence on Watford. So we had our last, recently we had our 14th pilgrimage, two Sundays ago, and it was very moving. So what happened in 2003, because of the event going on, the 9/11, I felt really concerned about the impact that would have on our world and impact on, and I didn't know what I can do. I'm just a little person here. I don't have any position, nothing. So, but I thought I want to do something. And, with the Women Federation, we have a sisterhood ceremony. And I thought that was a good way I wanted to bring Christian and Muslim together, Muslim woman, Christian woman together. So anyway, I will not go in all the detail, but eventually we managed to do it. And we had like 40 ladies who crossed the Bridge of Peace, 20 Muslim and 20 Christian. They came together, and there were other people there too. So it was quite an amazing event. And the mayor of Watford was there too. And at the end, we did a dance together, and we invited the Jewish ladies too. So we had the Jewish, and so it was quite a moving experience. So I developed the Bridge of Peace, and we had many meetings afterwards. And in 2007, the mayor received money from the central government to help relationship with to deal with the problem of the threat of terrorism. And so that funding is called Prevent. And they were just starting to develop that project to help to, so that young people don't get, become terrorists, basically. So they wanted to, so Dorothy got that money, and she asked me, Françoise, I want to give you that money, because in Watford we got a high percentage of Muslim. So she called me to the town hall, and so the government, she had £23,000, and she wanted to give it to me. So we're just three little ladies, doing the Bridge of Peace, and little group. So I don't have to go in detail because it takes too long to explain everything. But so eventually we got that money. But just to tell you, they say because she wanted me to be ambassador between the two communities. So all right. So also in 2005, I went to visit we had a new chaplain in Watford. So I went to visit him, and I thought, I better bring a Muslim lady and a Christian lady to show to the chaplain what I'm doing. But the Christian lady could not come. So then I asked Judith Bruni, who is the secretary of Watford Interfaith. So she came with me and Sharifa, the Muslim lady. We went to visit the chaplain of the town. And at that time, we thought we want to go broader. We don't want just to be just a woman meeting together. We want to include the whole town. So that's how we started the Watford celebration. So we brought together people from all the different communities of Watford. And we had, for 17 years I did that in Watford together. We had to start with, we had a good team, but with time going by, our committee became less and less people on the committee. So eventually I could not keep going because not enough support. And somebody now is taking over the Watford celebration. Another thing that we are doing in Watford is in 2013, we started Watford Interfaith Association with especially Jeff, Judith, and myself. We started the Peace Garden in Watford. So that was again we had the support of all the community in Watford. And so the Peace Garden, as I'm the treasurer, I was getting all the money. Because they know me with so many years since I got that big funding from the central government. So they trust me 100%. I was in the position that they asked me, François, do you need money? Do you need money for the Peace Garden? Do you need money for this? I said, okay. And so they were very keen on supporting those projects that we were doing. So yeah, the Peace Garden has been quite a success, and the mayor is always asking, if there's something happening in the world, the mayor is asking us to meet at the Peace Garden. So we did vigil for various things, for Ukraine, for what happened in Turkey, and anyway, many things. And we have been meeting there for So yeah, the peace guy has been quite successful. So what happened is that our MP of Watford, he is very supportive of interfaith, and recently in November, he invited me and Judith and me to the Parliament, and so we went to the Parliament, and he had reserved a room in the Parliament where he was inviting all the minister and the MP to come, and he was promoting interfaith, saying that interfaith was really a something positive for our community, to bring community together. So we were there, and the Interfaith Network for the UK, which is an umbrella organization of all the interfaith work organization in the UK, and the MP himself was saying, Watford is one of the most successful interfaith organizations in the UK. So then all the ministers were coming one by one, taking their picture, say a few words, and go another minister for 2 hours. We had some MP and minister coming. We could not speak very much because they were all in a hurry. I think at that time there was a reshuffling in the Parliament, so did not much time. So yeah, so that's basically. So I just want. I'm sorry, I didn't know that we could have a PowerPoint presentation. Otherwise, I would have shown you some photo of what we have been doing. But anyway, so just so that. So anyway, I want to speak to you about more the internal aspects of what I've been doing. So what happened? What motivated me, and is that our true Father told us about God's heart and God's situation. That it was something that really was quite new. I come from a Catholic background, and our understanding of God was quite different, and it was more understanding that we were asking God for this and that, and and I want help this and there, or I want anyway in different situations. But also Father explained to us about God's heart and the suffering of God because of the fall, losing his children, and the pain throughout all his story, knowing what God went through, all the challenges, and the setback, because many times we cannot fulfill what God is asking us to do. So for the moment, since the beginning of the years, I joined a study club of the Bible, and we are reading the Old Testament and the New Testament. And for me, it has been very deep experience, discovering more about what, in the providence, what God has gone through from the beginning of time, all the struggle, with the people who don't fulfill their responsibility and who just cause a lot of trouble and setback and, make everything delay all the time. So I discover more. When I discover more the heart of God, then I felt, I want to do something. Okay, I'm just a little person, but I want to give something to God. I want to comfort or really do something to show that there's hope and that we can do it. So I'll give you my experience doing the Watford celebration. It was sometimes very hard to do it because people know we have a committee of people. We are all volunteer, and many times some people don't do their responsibility. So I was trying to fill when there was something not done, I was doing it. So I ended up doing so many things, I was, anyway, a lot of things, trying to make it happen for 17 years. And especially at the end, it became really hard. But what motivated me is that I was praying and I say, Heavenly Parents, I want to give you a little joy. I want to show you that this is possible for people to come together and have a good time together. People from all different nations or all different religions, and that they can be friends together. And that was my motivation. I wanted to really give something to God, but I felt I cannot solve the problem of the whole world. I'm sorry, Heavenly Father, Heavenly Father, I cannot, it's too much. But at least I can give you something to give you a smile or make you happy. And I felt like a child giving a flower to his parents. Parents have a lot of problems, a lot of concern and difficulty, but they cannot share the whole thing to their children. But when the child comes back from school and show a picture or give a flower or do something, it's warm up the heart of the parents. So I felt that that's what I was doing. I wanted to do that. I wanted to give something to my heavenly parents to comfort them, even if it's a small thing. So, and the atmosphere at those Watford celebration were quite amazing, quite a high atmosphere where people really enjoyed a lot, and the mayor and everybody supported it, and it was a really amazing experience. So, Jesus said, do you love me? Then, if you love me, feed my sheep. So, I thought, do I really love God? Do I really love two parents? If I really love them, then I have to take care of my brother and sister. I have to take care of my sheep, who are my brother and sister, my community, where I am, wherever I am. Even it's a small thing, still, if I can show my heart of wanting to comfort God, and then at least I can show some sympathy and some support and give some hope that we can do it. The world can change. All depend on us. So in my dream, I was the shepherd. So it means that we all have to become shepherd. We all have to become shepherd and gather the sheep and give to the sheep what they need so they can grow and be happy, and the shepherd will be happy too. So by doing this kind of prayer and trying to connect with God's heart, and the spiritual world become very active to help you. And I had many experiences like that, spiritual experience, where I felt God's help. One of them was, after situation 9/11, I was very concerned by what was going on for the future of our world. And so I decided to do that bridge of peace between Christian and Muslim women. But it was a difficult time because my son was not well and he was in hospital. And it was quite a serious situation, even to the point that we didn't know if he live or die. So I was in the hospital together with him and with my husband. And a few days earlier, what happened, I made that decision. I will do in a meeting of Watford Interfaith Association, where they were discussing about the contribution of women for peace in the world. I made that public declaration, that I will do a sisterhood, a bridge of peace between Christian and Muslim. So I made that decision publicly. So I thought I have to do it. But my son was in the hospital, and I didn't know, should I stay with him or should... And that same time that he was admitted, I had an appointment with a Muslim woman to start the Bridge of Peace. So I thought, what shall I was struggling inside, I didn't know what will happen with my son. So, but Patrick told me, Françoise, you have to keep your appointment. You have to go. I will be here. Don't worry. So I thought I was a bit troubled about what was going on. So I went to the chapel of the hospital, and I prayed in the chapel to calm me down and to get my mind together again. And at that time, when I finished my prayer, I heard somebody in the background praying. And he prayed in a foreign language. And when I look, it was a Muslim man. He was praying. And in front, there was a table, and there was a Bible and a Quran next to each other. So then I thought, oh, that's a sign that God wants me really to go ahead and do that bridge of peace between Christian and Muslim. So this showed that really spiritual world was trying to show me clearly that, yes, please go ahead. Don't worry about your son. So that's how I started. So anyway, at other experience, we brought after a few 12 years, I think, after 12 years, I stopped doing more gathering for the Bridge of Peace and the sisterhood, because many ladies were going different directions. So then we decided to donate our Peace Arch to the Peace Garden. And but what happened is that the arch was destroyed, and destroyed twice. So then at that time I felt really, really bad. I thought, oh my goodness, all this what I done, maybe God doesn't accept me, doesn't accept all what I did. Maybe what I did was not right. And I was struggling quite a lot with it. We tried to put it back, but we could not manage. We put it back once, and it was destroyed again. So I thought, oh, maybe this is a sign, that all what I'm doing is no use. And so I was a bit struggling. But then, amazingly, people came and they told me, oh, Françoise, where is that arch? We don't see it anymore. What happened to it? Oh, I say, yeah, it was somebody done. It was destroyed. So, and then people came together in an amazing way that I didn't do anything. It's like everybody came together and say, oh, we'll bring back the arch. And so one of our members of What Was Interface, he took the lead, and he found somebody to build the arch. And the young people who were helping in the Peace Garden, we have young people coming in the summer volunteer. They raise funds for the Peace Garden, and the counselor who worked together with us told, oh, we have to use that money to rebuild the arch. So the young people gave the money, and that man, his name is Sri Mohan, he took the responsibility to bring it back. I didn't do anything at all. The community wanted to have it back. And I felt it was like God telling me, oh, Françoise, don't worry, you're all right, you're okay, what you did was okay. So it was really very moving for me to see what was going on. Yeah. So everything that we do, there's nothing with free. Everything has to be paid. There's always a cost for anything. Or if you want to go to a high level, there's a kind of indemnity that has to be paid for you to move to yeah. So also, what must be my attitude? My attitude, Father speak many times about to go to 0 point. So I have to be completely selfless. I cannot revendicate anything for myself. I have to give everything to God and to true parents, and not try to bribe about what I'm doing. So this is important to overcome my fallen nature and to be selfless, living for the sake of others. So I make a lot of prayer condition in the night, or reading Father's word, and yeah, and also I started for servant of servant, started at the bottom and build up with time. So it started, basically I became part of Watford Interface before, in 1999. That was the first time I became member. So it's over 21 years. And but I started at the bottom. I was serving tea and coffee during the interface meeting. And then bit by bit, eventually they recognize you. Then you go higher and higher, and you are completely recognized at the end. And now, starting from the bottom, I'm basically telling Watford Interface many times, suggesting what to do. So, and also I'm very friendly with the mayor, with all the the councillor in Watford know me, and so, but it's building up with long time of investment. So, yeah, so our last thing was going to Parliament. So, going to Parliament and be accepted almost on a national level. Yeah. So, anyway, that's basically my experience in what was, yeah. I could go more in detail, but I think it's too long. And yeah. I'm sorry I could not show you any picture, but anyway, you can hear what I've been doing. Yeah, so I want to conclude with True Father's words. God is not interested in a world of worship and religion. This is not what we were created for. He wants a world of true families, a world where everyone becomes one with him, representing him in heart and love. So that was Father saying in 1983. That concludes my speech. Yeah. So shall I say a prayer? Yeah. Okay. Good morning, our dear beloved Heavenly Parent. We are so grateful to come together this morning and share about your work, what you have been doing throughout all history, trying so hard to reach us. It has been a very long journey and many setbacks because we could not fulfill our responsibility. But Heavenly Parent, you never gave up on us. Even though we caused you so much heartache, you kept going, and you keep having hope that one day we will be completely restored and back to you as your original children, the way you wanted us to be from the beginning of age. We are so grateful, Heavenly Parents, for our true parents, because without them, we could never speak to you the way we do today. We really feel like we are coming home. Our true home is you, Heavenly Parent, and we are grateful for our father and for our mother, who went through so much indemnity and hardship, so that today this truth and understanding can be given to all of us. So I'm very grateful, Heavenly Parents, for everything. Even sometimes we go through difficult time, but our difficult times are nothing compared to what our true parents went through and what you went through. So, Heavenly Father, we want to be grateful. We want to keep going and do our best to offer you comfort and hope for the future. So please, Heavenly Father, make all my brothers and sisters, make us strong and determined, and give us love in our heart and wisdom to know how to deal with people or to guide them to know about you. Heavenly Parents, I pray that you can guide us in our week coming. And I want to offer this prayer together with my brother and sister here this morning. I report this as Françoise Murphy family, Blessed Central family. Adieu. Adieu.